Hi guys, and welcome to the 2017 Abarth 595 Trofeo review. So here she is, the 2017 Abarth 595 Trofeo, and first of all I'd like to apologise for any background noise that you guys can hear. I'm actually parked up by Alexandra Palace and there's a lot of birds chirping. It's early in the morning and a few cars driving by. So this is a Series 4, so it's facelifted. So the facelift happened last year, I believe, for the 66 plate models, and what is different from the Series 3 to the Series 4 is quite obvious. As you guys can see, the front bumper is slightly different, a little bit more aggressive. I think it is absolutely perfect. I like the way you've got these color coding options right here. That doesn't come out of the factory. So I just want to let you guys know that this is actually my own car. I've had it for about a month now and I've put about 1,000 miles on it already, and it's an absolutely cracking little car. So if I do sound really biased, forgive me. It's my own car, and you obviously buy a car because you like it. So the difference is at the rear. Look at that rear. So as you guys can see, new lights, new rear lights, which I think are absolutely perfect. Wasn't a fan of the previous lights. I think this model is really interesting. I think it's got a lot of good things for the future of Abarth. You've got this awesome diffuser right here at the bottom, obviously color coded options again, and I believe these ducts here on the corners may be new as well, and obviously we've got the dual record Monza exhaust system fitted as well as a standard factory option on this model. So the Trofeo comes with a 17-inch matte black Formula wheels with the vented and perforated discs, although it doesn't come with the Brembos that you get on the Competizione models. So let's talk about specs, which is what everyone finds interesting about cars, which is the reasons why we purchase our cars. Some of us want to go really fast, some of us want comfort, some of us want craziness. This, I think, has got a bit of both. It's not ridiculously fast, but it is absolutely fantastic on the roads. It's fun. So it's 160 horsepower from a 1.4 litre 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, and in sport mode you get 230 newton meters of torque from this little thing. Now bear in mind, 160 horsepower might not seem like a lot in today's hatchback market, but in a little thing like this, which doesn't weigh much and has a ridiculous handling setup, it is absolutely bonkers, especially when you put it in sport mode. So let's now talk about the rear of this car and why it probably handles so well. I mean, all Abarths handle brilliantly. So it's fitted with Koni FSD, so frequency selective dampers at the rear, which uses some sort of oil technology to make the ride a bit smoother. To be honest, the ride is not smooth, so I can only imagine what it would be like if it didn't have these things on it to help. This area right here is part of a car that gets all Abarth fans talking. It's the Record Monza exhaust system, and I'm going to insert a clip now of it on a cold start. This car, actually, I haven't driven it in about 5 days. I've been away for work, so I've just taken it out for a blast this morning, as you do, the first thing you do when you get back from a business trip or work or whatever. This is what you want to hear in the morning. So I'm going to insert that clip now and you guys can see it for yourself, or hear it for yourself even. Now how awesome does that sound? And I believe the valves open at either 3000 RPM, or when there's enough gas or exhaust pressure pushing it through, it forces the valve open and you get even more awesome sound. And the pops on the upshift, I'll try and get some for you guys later on in the video. It's just immense. It's such an awesome little experience driving this tiny little pocket rocket. Okay, so we've seen what she's like on the outside. Now it's time to really have some fun, jump in, see what it's like on the inside, and see what it's like to drive. so here we are inside the Abarth 595 Trofeo, and straight away I'm going to apologise if it is a little bit dusty, a little bit dirty on the outside. I have been away for work and I didn't get a chance to clean it for you guys, and this is pretty much my only weekend to do it for you guys. So as you enter this beautiful cockpit of the Abarth 595 Trofeo, you are greeted by this beautiful steering wheel, which is just absolutely perfect. You got obviously all your dials for answering your phone, turning up your music, changing your tracks, voice recognition, and your thumbs just fit absolutely perfect in here. If you really want to have an awesome hoon, it just fits perfectly. Every single part of this wheel is just absolutely fantastic. One of my favorite features about this car is this awesome steering wheel they have. Anyone that's gotten into my car have said straight away what a nice steering wheel this is. You've also got your boost gauge right here for your turbo. You've got all digital dash here showing your miles, obviously your fuel, your temperatures, and your speed right in the middle. And then we go on to the Uconnect system, which is a 7-inch touchscreen which has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in here. Everything else is a little bit standard, but pretty much everything is done through this awesome touchscreen. So it's got the Uconnect system, which it's just connected to on my phone straight away, and you've also got this cool Abarth telemetry, which we'll talk about maybe later in other videos, but for now we're just going to see what this car is, what it's all about. So the seats, you've got these awesome cloth seats, which are actually really comfortable. I've had leathers before, and I can honestly say these are actually, in my opinion, everything here is obviously based on my opinion, I think these are better than leather because you kind of just sink into the bottom of them. They're really nice on your back, and because I'm quite short, I don't really have the problem with the backs, the top of these seats, because most people, your head can't go straight in, but because I'm quite short, I just fit into them nice and snug. Down here you've also got 2 cup holders. You've got 2 in the back as well, which is quite handy. You've got your AUX, and you've also got your USB port. The gear stick is in a lovely position for you to smash through the gears, and I don't know if you can see this very well, but the pedals are also quite close together, so you're kind of going to be using the tips of your toes while you're driving. But also be careful coming into this car. From owning a Mini Cooper S before, which was quite highly modified, I felt that the clutch and the brake are quite close together, and actually in my test drive I pressed both at the same time, which wasn't great, but yeah, we got through it. Electric mirrors you've got in here, and what we'll do is we'll now have a look at the back. So in the back it's actually quite spacious, possibly if you're less than 6 foot tall, so there's quite a bit of headroom in there anyway. Not much leg room, but the seats are actually really comfy. Really do like them. So now what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to get out onto the road and see how she performs. In the Abarth 595 Trofeo, and I think these are the perfect sort of roads to give you guys an idea of just how ridiculously bumpy the suspension is in this car. So here we go. I've always said, since I purchased this car, that it's only as good as the road that you're driving on, and I'm driving on some pretty bad roads right now, and it's really bumpy when you are on these kind of roads, and the suspension is so bumpy that you can have a really bad day while you're driving this car. But on a flat surface, this car is absolutely fantastic. Straight away, first thing I noticed when I first purchased this car and I started driving it is how aggressive that exhaust is. On any idle, any throttle, the exhaust is just awesome. And sometimes I'll sit there and I think to myself, is there a way that you'll ever get bored of that sound, or is there a way to quieten it? Because sometimes it gets a bit much. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds awesome, but sometimes it does get a little bit much when you're in traffic, especially in London, and you're idling, moving forward, or just finding the biting point, and it's just screaming at you constantly. And what I like about the car is that I didn't have to do anything to the exhaust system to get that kind of sound, but at the same time I find that while I'm driving it, I wonder, do people think that I've actually done something to the exhaust system? Now this is in eco mode. You put your foot down, and I don't know if it got that on camera, but did you guys hear that awesome bang? I love this car. I love this car so much. It's the kind of car, like, if I'm gonna go down to, let's say I need to go and get some milk, for example, you're gonna take the longest route possible to get your milk because of how fun. It's a car that you don't just get in and you don't just want to bumps, there we go. You don't just want to get in and drive it for 2 minutes. You want to get in and you want to thrash it, you want to experience it. This car is an experience. So after driving on some dual carriageways, the A406, a few bumpy roads, I'm still quite happy. I'm comfortable. Yes, there's been a few bumpy roads, but these seats are actually really good. They're not as huggy as I'd like them to be. They don't really hold you in and hug you like I'd like them to, but they do dip your bottom in really nicely, and that's fine by me. I mean, I'm not going anywhere when I'm in them if they're not as huggy as I'd like them to be, but my bottom's firm, squashed in, I'm comfortable, got great roads in front of us, so let's go and have some fun. That was a bit bumpy. You guys can see, I hope you guys can hear that. A lot of pops and bangs from the exhaust, and in sport mode it is absolutely raring to go. It performs like a completely different car, and that's the beauty of this car. You can drive it if you want all the time in sport mode, or what I like to do, keep it in eco mode, and then every now and then put it in sport mode, and you really appreciate how fun this car is, because it turns into a completely different little animal once you whack that sport button on. It's absolutely brilliant. It feels like you're in a completely different car. You got stiffer steering, better throttle response, more pops and bangs. You got a little shift sort of light that comes up in the dash for you to let you know when to change gears, and when you nail the gears, it's very rewarding. It rewards you with an almighty bang from the exhaust system. This is the kind of car that belongs on these roads, tight twisties, narrow roads where you're going to throw it into a corner. It doesn't matter what speed you're going, you're going to have fun. That's the kind of car this is. You're not happy in this car unless you're throwing it into a corner or driving it like like you should be. There you go, almighty bang again. It just sticks to the corners. It sticks. And you come out, power down, bang. It's absolutely fantastic. I love it. Right, so after that little hoon, decided to pull over, put it back into eco mode. Starting to rain, floor's getting a little bit wet. Don't really know this area very well either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly summarize this car and why you should buy it. Why did I buy it? And hopefully you guys can get a good understanding of this car. If you might want to go and test drive one, I would definitely recommend it. If you are in the market for a cool little hot hatchback, this might be the one for you. If you want something fun, different, it's different. You know, you see Fiesta STs, brilliant cars, cannot fault them. My brother's actually got a Fiesta ST, but there's Fiesta STs everywhere. Abarths are something special. They're not, you don't see them everywhere. The community is awesome. I just drove past one. I wish I got it on camera, and the guy actually waved at me. Never met the guy in my life. Waved at me because we have that car connection right there. But if you want good value for money, you want quite a few toys, and you want to be able to have fun and be safe at the same time, this car is safe. It's a small little car, but the airbags on it, you got them in the ceiling, all around you. I think there's about 7 or 8 airbags in this car. The torque vectoring, there's hardly any torque steer. Tyres, awesome. Handling, awesome. Performance, wicked. Exhaust, amazing. And I know you can even get better. The Competizione must be absolutely amazing, because I absolutely adore this car. And that's why I bought it. I wanted something different. I wanted something that was special to me. It may not be to you. And I wanted to be part of something. I've got my touchscreen, I've got comfortable seats, I've got everything that I want in a car, which is more than enough for me. So if you out there right now are looking for small, fun, fast, yes, and you want to be different, customize it. You can have your different, you can have black and yellow if you want, you can have black on black, you can, there's loads of different options you can go for. But I think value for money right now, this is one of the best you can buy. One of the best you can buy, value for money, in terms of what you get as standard options. So I'm going to close the video off there, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy it, and it's been a little bit informative for you. Hopefully my sound come out good, all of the pops and bangs came out good, and you got a good impression of what this car's really like to own and to drive. So thanks for watching, guys. Please make sure you smash that like button, subscribe down below for plenty more Abarth and car related videos to come. Thanks for watching.